Yo, what up, people? It's your boy, the Live King, coming at you with a quick video. And this video is basically an explanation of some of the slider decisions that I made. So I'm gonna go to features. So first off, you want to put the game at 52, right? If you want all the sliders that I have, it's on my website at theliveking.com. Uh, I'm gonna scroll through some of them right now, but if you want the concrete, you know, full list of what I've done with a little bit more explanation, it's on my website. So before I used to have this game speed at 56 or 57 because I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try to clean up some of the animations and stuff like that because the game speed um, would help, clear up some of those things. But as I kept looking at the gameplay, I always record what I'm playing just so I can look at something afterwards just to see what I like and I don't like. And I was looking at the gameplay that I released a few days ago with LeBron hitting the game winning shot. And there was some stuff in there that I noticed. And even in my John Morant video, I noticed it too. But, I never really paid attention to it till I was at work the other day. And I was like, yo, maybe I should do this, this, and this. So then, I kind of tried it and it seemed to work. So what I'm doing here is I have the game speed at 52. It's all the basic stuff. That's pretty much what you have to focus on. I always have the commentary off. But anyways, let me get out of this. We're going to go to the sliders, right? These are the CPU sliders. The shooting sliders is all uh, subjective. So if you're good at shooting and you want the CPU to shoot great too, you can always adjust them. But with the changes that I've made, you got to make sure that the Duncan traffic frequency is set at 70. Uh, Everything else I think was at 50, the default. But I'm going to go to why I'm making this video. Ball security has to be at 3. I'm not sure why they have it at 50 because I think the game is too, it makes the game too scripted if you have it any higher than this. Like I tried it at 0, I thought it was alright, but I'm like, you know what, let me just put it up a little bit just to see how it plays out, and I thought it played very well with it at 3. So pass speed, I'm still messing with it. I might turn it down a little bit more because I don't know. It just seems weird. Sometimes the animation plays out a lot differently depending on the speed. So I'm still tinkering with that, but I turned it up to 55. I think the default was at 50. Let me see. I'm going down. Shot contests. I turned a lot of these things down and up because, especially with the gather, because I feel that the animations probably wouldn't play out as well as I thought they would. So I have those set at 0, but let me scroll down here. This is why I'm making this video. Okay, so I have acceleration at 17, vertical is at 0, and strength and where's speed at? Yeah, so speed is at 54. So speed, vertical, and acceleration with the attributes are the 3 things you have to look at when you're doing sliders, especially with the movement sliders. I'm not talking about arcade or simulation. I'm talking about the movement, the player movement. So since I turned down the overall game speed to 52, I felt that I had to bump these up a little bit, right? So I'm gonna get to the vertical in a second. So I have all these set at 70. Even for the user, the user and the CPU is pretty much the same. So that's why I'm keeping it on the CPU setting. So this is what I had it at between 67 and I had to have it at 70. So that's where I'm drawing the line with the movement sliders. But the reason why I have I have vertical at 0 is because when I was watching some of my videos that I was making, the players felt like they jumped too high, especially for the layups. So a guy would go up for a layup, and his hands would be over the rim. right? And it would look kind of awkward because the ball would like bounce off of his hand and go into the net. So it kind of looked funny. And then there was a lob that LeBron threw to Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard's whole body was over the rim. And then he dunked it. Like it looks cool, but from a quote unquote realism standpoint, it just looked off. So I was at work and I'm like, yo, let me turn this down to zero. So as soon as I turned it down to zero, yo, I noticed an overall effect of the gameplay. Like it felt like a whole different game. And maybe it's a combination of the foot speed and the movement sliders, but it also, to me, it also minimized the sliding. Like you still get the sliding in the game somewhat, especially on off the ball on defense, but it's not as bad as when you bought the game and you had it at launch. Like literally, it's like night and day. So I just posted the video of the Blazers and Minnesota triple OT game, and all you have to do is look at the feet in that video. Just look at how the player moves their feet. Look at the players with the ball. Look at the players off the ball on offense, and look at the players off the ball on defense. You'll still see it, but the overall timing is 10 times better than what it was before. So maybe 2K needs to get rid of this slider, just axe it out, and just leave it to whatever the player rating is. Because sometimes having too many sliders is a bad thing. It's a good and bad thing. Sometimes, you need it just to mess with it, just to see what it does. But after playing a few games, uh, even my brother was looking at the game and he was just like, yo, this shit looks real now. Like, it looks like a real legit, you know, players look like athletes type stuff. So, this right here is the key. These three sliders, the speed, the acceleration, and the vertical. Vertical acts it out. And you'll notice a difference. You can pretty much follow what I have, but you can always adjust, right? But I would just adjust little by little because the game might start acting up and it might not play the same as before, right? As what I have. So I turned down a lot of the stealing. I turned down a lot of stuff. Let me see. Yeah, play passing lanes. If you want the CPU to play more man up defense, uh, you can always turn stuff down. So they still get steals. They get more steals than the users. I turned down reach and foul frequency. For the CPU, I have it at 20. For the user, I have it at, I think, 0. Because if you keep tapping the steal button, like you're going to keep swiping and you're going to get out of position, and the CPU is going to do whatever they want. So it kind of encourages you to play man defense, right? You can still, if you can touch the ball while you're doing it, you can still knock the ball loose. They still have those animations in there. Illegal screen frequency, I might turn that down because the CPU gets a lot of that. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I have done with these sliders. Uh, yeah, but where the hell is that slider at? Okay, yeah. So since I have it at 0, I think I already said it, but since I have the vertical slider at 0, make sure the dunk and traffic frequency is turned up to 70. You can probably turn it up a bit higher, uh, mainly because you'll get a lot of random layups, and sometimes there's players like LeBron and Westbrook and stuff. They can finish in traffic, so the better you have, the more you have that turned up, the more players who have the spectacular dunk rating, they will actually be able to still perform, in the traffic dunks. So that's what I have for that. I'm gonna go into play now. I'm gonna pick two random teams. Yeah, why not? Choose some jerseys, not those ugly ones. I'll pick those ones, and I'll just give them the Drake video. The Drake. Yeah, I love. We'll just do a black and white version. So So here we go. We're gonna do all these. We're gonna watch this neighborhood event stuff. So you can even look at some of the videos on these previews, and you can see the imperfections in the gameplay. And it's kind of annoying when you see it. Right.
And now introducing your Los Angeles Clippers. At the other forward position,
So it's me loading up the game. By the way, the Clippers are legit. That defense is crazy. All the defensive teams in the league this year are crazy, man. All of them got the best records. It's not just about offense this year. If you like defense, the NBA this year is for you. That's probably why ratings are down. But anyways, here we go. Just notice all the players. If they score, I'm probably going to pause it. Hit that. All right, so I'm going to go to instant replay. I'm going to do my thing here. Oh, wait. Try to notice the movement, right? The CPU will come down and they'll run plays. So I'm going to play it in slow motion. And tell me what you guys notice. See Pat Beverly up there. He kind of sliding a little bit, but he's keeping his position. Defense, I don't know if we can totally clean it up, but the improvement is definitely there on offense. See Gasol gets the ball. He's going to go put it up. He misses it, but let's try this in quick. See, Van Fleet sets the screen. He goes up. It was kind of quick, but it's... Scroll down. He sets the screen. So you still get that little warp, right? That's not something you can fix with sliders, but he gets his position. He's going to be at the spot anyway. So I think the tech that that they're using in 2K has to be somewhat improved. But a lot of the on-ball movement and stuff like that, it's actually improved a lot with these changes. See what Gasol here. So you still get a little bit of sliding, but it's not as bad. Even who is this? Mo Harkless. Just look at the feet. Like you still see a little bit of it, but it's not as bad. Before you used to see it. Let me get to Pat Bev. Before it used to be a lot worse. Like players stop on a dime a lot better. So we're gonna go on his feet. I don't know how this guy does it anyways. So he stops on a dime. It's like, bam. Kyle Lowry, you see how Kyle Lowry goes? He doesn't slide all the way back. Because I think when you have the vertical slider, it makes everything play out a lot slower. So he passes it up. It's all tight spaces. So he goes in, he spins. Let me see if I can get a better angle. So just look at the feet. If this was NBA Live, I'd be able to do a better example with the feet. It's kind of a travel, but it doesn't take up so much space when he's on the move. And that's one thing that I always talk about with the utilization of space. Let me see if I could see something else. Let me move it this way. Go up. So when you set the screen, he spins, bam. He spins off of the screen. Pat Beverly crosses him up, gains a little bit of space. Little sham god there. The defense doesn't always get caught out of position. Like if the defense gets caught out of position, it's not as the spacing is not as bad as it was before. That's one thing that I've noticed. Play the full out. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, spin around. Passes it. So even look at Zubac's movements. Zubac is right here. Right? So Zubac is here. Spacing is tight. Like you can use the tight spaces now. I don't know if 2K's done something with the gameplay. They haven't patched the game in a while, but one thing I've noticed with the vertical setting at 0, like this never used to play out like this. Like you used to be able to do the same type of play, but it didn't look like that, if that makes any sense. So, bam, he passes it over. Zubac gets the jump shot. Let me run one more. Get that rebound. And notice that the timing is better with the rebounding. And when players don't jump as high, you get a lot more foul calls. You know, players don't jump high all the time. Like if you watch basketball, like with the way the players shoot, they do not jump high all the time. Like if they get in the lane and they want to pull up, that's when they really use their legs. But the majority of the time, they don't jump high unless it's like part of the way they shoot. They really don't shoot that. They really don't jump high. So this thing keeps everything. The way the gameplay is much smoother. It keeps the footwork closer to the terrain, the court. Oh look! Oh shit! That was nice. It keeps everything closer to the floor, and everything plays out much better. If 2K figures this out, like they can be on par with like NBA Live, with the in terms of. Oh, he still jumped high, but he still missed it. See, when he went to put it back, he didn't really jump high. He just tried to lay it in off the glass. Most of my games that I've played since I've done this have been very competitive. Because in a sense, when you play video games, when you play sports video games, you kind of want to reduce the amount of cheesiness in the game, especially when you're playing the CPU, because the CPU will know the exploit. Oh shit, that was nice. The CPU will know the exploits, right? And they'll keep using it against you. So if you can somehow give them limitations, which is something I always keep saying. Oh, look at that. He had enough time to recover. Man, Larry's just gonna keep pulling up. Kawhi. See, he catches the rebound, he tips it, and he can go automatically. And the CPU gets a lot of fast break points this way. Boxing out works a lot better. Damn, I can't hit a shot. Oh, Lowry finally gets one to go. Alright, so you're gonna run something for Kawhi. See, grab and go, a lot better. Damn, nobody wants to guard Lowry. And this video is 22 minutes. So, run a couple more. See, he doesn't jump so high just to get that layup in. See, defense is a lot better to recover. Usually without these settings, the game is probably like 15-17 right now. So, but now that you got to play, the defense is a lot more reactive. And this is why I like these sliders. So you could probably play 12-minute quarters with these and get like realistic results, depending on what your shooting is. You get a lot more free throws. Norman Powell missing. Montrez. I can play this all day. Video is supposed to be short, but see how much tighter the defense is? All right, one more sequence. Post them up, Kawhi. I'm gonna try to run into the. There we go. And I'm gonna leave that video at that. 25 minutes. I think that's enough. But y'all get the idea. This is just straight raw gameplay. Man, block this guy. Get out of here. Kawhi for 3. Oh, he can't even hit that. But the game feels a lot snappier. And these guys keep leaving these guys open. Alright, one more. I'm gonna have to call timeout. But anyways, you get the idea. And that's it. Alright. I'm out. Peace. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the sliders. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Alright? I'm out. Peace.